Hello and welcome back to Thai Tones Drills, and this is part 3. We'll be looking at the last two tone marks with the middle class consonant, and we're going to be doing some practicing as well and reading some words or sentences. So yeah, let's get started. So let's have a look at Maitri, which is the third tone mark, and with the middle class consonant it makes a high tone. Ka, ka, ka. Jaw, jaw. Bu, bu. So we have the first tone mark in the first word, so that's a low tone. Gai, and then the third tone mark making a high tone. Jaw, gai jaw, gai jaw. Let's just try to sound out random words. Ba, bu, bi, bo, be, bear, bó, บัว กา กี กู เก แก โก กอ กัว เกา Now the last tone mark makes a rising tone when you're using it with the middle class consonant and if it's a live syllable. So let's try sounding out random words again. Ka, bi, tu, pe, trẻ, đỏ, tủa, bữa, ải, đẩy, tỉa. Right, now it's time to put what we've learned to practice. So we're going to read some sentences. Let's have a look at each word individually. So the first word, we're using the second tone mark. So that's a falling tone. The second word, we've got an ua sound. The third word, we've got an ia sound. And then we've got a cluster in the next word. So let's see. Pa, so that's falling. Tua, mid. Tia, falling. Gua, low. Mid. ป้าตัวเตี้ยกว่า Auntie is shorter than uncle or auntie. Well, ป้า is if the auntie is older than your mom, and can be both uncle or auntie as long as they are younger than your dad. Next, we've got a person's name, which also means 9, like the number 9. And it's a falling tone, so 9, 9. And the next word, it's a mid-tone, so ใจ. And then the next one is also mid, ดี. And then we've got a cluster, กว่า cluster with the first tone mark, so that's low, กว่า. And then another person's name, ปูเป้ mid and falling, ปูเป้ 9 ใจดีกว่า ปูเป้ 9 is kinder than ปูเป้. So we've got a falling tone in the first word, กุ้ง and then mid-tone and mid-tone. ตัว งอ กุ้ง ตัว งอ. Remember how that's an or sound, and then we've got an or vowel there as well. กุ้งตัวงอ So here we see a bl cluster, and we're using the first tone mark in the first word, so that's a low tone, and then mid-tone in the second word. ปล่อยปลาปล่อยปลาปล่อย means to let go, and ปลา means fish, so you let go of the fish. The next sentence means that you remember it well. So when you say you remember, in Thai you would say you can remember. So the first word is remember, จำ and then can, ได้ falling tone, and then we've got the word good, ดี จำได้ดี So we've got the second tone mark, falling tone, กุ้ง then the first tone mark, low tone, อ่าน falling tone again, ได้ and then mid tone, ดี กุ้งอ่านได้ดี so กุ้ง it does mean shrimp or prawn, but that's the name. กุ้งอ่านได้ดีอ่าน is to read, ได้ can, and then ดี good. So กุ้ง can read well. So here that's another person's name. ต้น you don't see a vowel, so that's an o sound, right? So ต้น with a falling tone because we're using the second tone mark, and then กิน, no tone mark, so that's a mid tone. เก่ง low tone. ต้นกินเก่ง. Now เก่ง means clever or to be good at something. So ต้น is good at eating, which generally this means that he eats a lot. Okay, the next sentence is going to be quite long. So we've got a person's name, ปูเป้ then the word read, อ่าน again clever or good at something, เก่ง and then we've got a cluster there, กว่า and then another person's name, ดีดี ปูเป้อ่านเก่งกว่าดีดี so ปูเป้ is better at reading than ดีดี We've got a person's name again. Both syllables are read with a rising tone because we're using the fourth tone mark. So, ing, and then we've got a cluster with an or sound. กลัว แตน ต่อย อิง กลัว แตน ต่อย So, กลัว is to be scared of something, and แตน is a hornet, and ต่อย means to punch, but in this case it means to sting. So, ing is scared that the hornet is going to sting her. Dern glai, dern glai. So that's an sound, but there's that vowel on the top because there's an ending consonant. Dern glai. Let's see if you can read the last word by yourself. Please hit pause and try to read it first. Bye bye. Right, and I'll see you in my next video. We'll look at the high class consonants.